Okay, we're gonna go over the patch notes for 2.4.0. Blue buffs when they don't need it, limited awaker buffs, and everything. So they release it on Discord and in-game. I'm reading it off in-game because Discord is a mess. It is too long. This looks nicer, even though it's less data. So we're gonna go over it one by one. This is Galactic Light and Ember. G Murphy's coming out. Is these Awakers gonna go on repeat? I already went over what to pull for, so we're gonna ignore that. These are the paid packages starting this Sunday, which is one day after I release this video. Basically, you pay 980 Prime for a female, a male, a chorus, a warden. The best value is female, as I went over in a previous video, because girls in this game, it's the matriarchy. There are so few good male units compared to female units. It is insane. So yeah, the female is the best one. So, you should buy it. It's a great deal regardless because you get the pyramids and enough pulls. And the silver. It's worth it. It's worth getting it. It's very hard to lose on these pulls. For females, you can lose if you get a Wanda, for example. For male, you can only lose if you get, like, I don't know, a Pollux and a, let's see. What are the males here? Here we go. The males. So, Pollux, Arc 2, you can lose. And Arc 1, you get a Salvador. Salvador is very good, but a Soul Salvador. That's the two worst options because he needs investment. So let's go over the worst options now in each thing. So, male, female, what's this? Is this female? There we go. So, Clem's garbage and fucking Wanda. Yeah, if you get Clem and Wanda, that's bad. So, this is the school issue. It's just the PvP stuff. Most of you guys don't care about that. I know you guys don't care about it. You know why? Because the PvP videos and guides don't get a lot of views. So, main story is Chapter 4. Starts on November 24th. And second section, 26. This is a new posse for Murphy. Gain 1 a riff and inflict 5 stacks of birth ritual, which is Murphy's sacrifice thing. And it draws her Waltz of Lemuria. This is pretty good. So, new time loop archives. This is just clear, normal, and hard mode. This is just the new paid cap package after you win the thing. We're going to go over to buffs eventually. So, buffs. I went over to buffs briefly, but this is the Alva buff. There's one Chinese guy who I think quit the game. I've talked about him for 8 months. He was pestering Light for like 4 or 5 months in a row. Every time he came on for an Alva buff. He never got answered. And then he stopped coming to Discord. I haven't seen him post anything for the past like 4 or 5 months. I think he actually quit the game. There's this one Chinese Alva fan who level 90 her, plus 12, everything about her, who's been asking for Alva buff for like a year. So he probably quit the game. I don't see him anywhere. But if he's still playing, he's probably jizzing his pants. But let's go over the buff and see if it matters. So base damage, 20% of shield gain this turn. Deals 50% more final damage to Carol enemies. Each shield gain is increased by 1. So this is double the shield gain. This is nice. End of turn in hand and no longer increases the amount of shield. Increases the amount of shield used by 1. Shield uses by 1. Oh, this is actually really good. This is actually really good. If it's like initial instance of use, it's actually really good. Really good. Okay, but you lose up the shield boost effect. Oh. Wait, this is actually pretty good, Alva. Yeah, like, she's still, like, D or F tier if you're a new player. If you're a new player, she's still D or F tier. Don't even think about it. Because, remember, your max HP is tied to your account level. And you're not going to get that much shield early on. But I think, like, late game, I think I'll put her to, like, high D, maybe low C tier now. Because the shield thing is still pretty bad. This final damage is the best multiplier in the game. Might do much, but this is too specific. This is only to Caro enemies. If it's a regular enemy, she's still useless. Like, all of this is still pretty useless. But this is nice in Caro enemies. So I think she's like high D. High D. She went from F to high D tier in my mind here. But I'll try her out. Nautila. Counter damage increase. Okay, this is useless. Gain tempo equal to before unleashing, ready, and set. Okay, this is good. The secondary effect is good. First effect is worthless. Because remember, Arc 2, they still got the counter nerf. They did buff the counter cap, but the counter damage nerf. So the first part, you can just ignore. You know, everyone who has played Nautila already knows that her skills doesn't generate a lot of counter. Her strike doesn't generate 30% of 0 is still 0. So that's unfortunate. That's it. That was the Nautila buff. Okay, Nautila, exact same place she was on the tier list. This is nice though. This is nice. This is nice. It does a lot more damage on her Exalt. Does not change her position on the tier list. This is like nothing. You just pretend this does not exist. Karen. Soul Force Aptitude. Okay, this is like a Celeste Image Relic. If any of you guys who played Arc 2 D-Tide, this is Celeste Image Relic. Each Marvelous, so you hold her Marvelous Cuisine, her Exalt cards, her 0 cost cards in hand, and it increases her healing effect up to 3 stacks. Each time, the poison, damage, oh. Okay, pretend this does not exist. It does not change anything. I don't know where to begin. So, everyone knows how much poison Karen does on her 3. I can't even take this seriously, dude. I'm trying to make this your page. I can't even take this seriously. You know how much poison she does on her 3 cost card. It's the same issue with Wanda. It can't crit. It's just flat scaling poison. So even if it's, 30%, 20, 600%, 600% of 0 is still 0. It can't crit. That's the problem. And even if you get to 20 stacks, it might do a lot. Because right now, my Karen, I think it does like 393, maybe close to 400. Maybe close to 400. So let's say you get up to 20 stacks. And 20 stacks is, let's say, 600% more. 600% more of 400 is still like 2,400 to under. It's under 3,000 poison. It's under 3,000 poison at my Karen right now with this buff, assuming you get max stacks. You're not gonna get max stacks in Short Battle. This is pointless. Like, you're only gonna use like a Marvelous Cuisine maybe 3 to 6 times. Even on a calf comp, you're gonna use it like 9 times. Like, the max you have is 9 times, so it's only 10. Let's round it up to be nice. Let's say it's 10 stacks, so it's 300%. 300% of that is still like well under 2,000. And if you play 24, you saw the Mantra 24 in my tier list video. It's like 53, 60,000 poison that 24 can do. Like, 1,000 compared to like, 60,000 or 20,000 or 30,000 with the crit. Because remember, her poison cannot crit. Her poison cannot crit. So this buff does not matter. She's still good. This doesn't change her position. The healing effect is why you care, but yeah, the healing is buff. That's nice. This is quite insane. Lily stays in A tier. If she's not in A tier right now, she goes back to A tier. Yeah, the ultra racism buff. That's nice. Yeah, this is insane. She does a lot. There's a huge damage buff. She's already a good unit. Now she's quite insane on poison comps. Lily buff is really good. She's probably A tier right now. Winkle. 30 points every 3 turns, so let's say it's 10 points a turn. Annihilate, let's just say that. Decent. She's still a good unit. B, I still consider her B, maybe A. Probably B, because there's still better options than her for elements to regen right now. Rouse, yeah, this is pointless. You already know how useless her rouse is. 10% of 0 is still 0. You're not going to rouse Winkle over anyone else on your team in Arc 2. So this is a nothing burger. This is just a visual buff. So the only buff is this. This does not change her at all. It's a minor buff. Cockus is a huge buff. I already went over. This is huge. He already heals a lot. He does not need this. He's still a really good unit. So he went from A tier to A tier. This is quite insane, to be honest. This is quite insane. You can play his cards and it heals you a shit ton. This will heal you so much. You already saw my Cockus. He heals like 50 plus HP a turn. I think he'll heal like 100 HP when you play him right. Yeah, this is too good. It doubles his healing and it's double. Yeah, you ignore the counter because you don't really generate counter from this. But it doubles his healing from his rouse, and his healing from his rouse right now is like 30 or something for me. So this is quite a big heal. Like, he's probably a better healer than like 90% of the healers in the game now. So, tentacle damage. This is just her rouse, but also on her talent. So this is just double that. This is the exact same value as her current rouse. So, nothing really changes here. Oh, it has an aftershock. Okay, this is the JP buff. The JP version of Zonga already has this. JP version of Zonga already has the exact same thing. This aftershock on Beauty's Mercy has that. Alimus equals current tentacle count. So you might think this is strong, but it's not really, because even on a really good blue team, you're not going to have like more than 10 tentacles unless you really meme it out. So let's say in best case scenario, it's like 10 Alimus for this card. It doesn't really change much. This command card buff, it's nice to have, but it doesn't really affect her much. This is the nicest part. She's still the same place she is on tier list. She's just better to play now. She does not move in tier list there. Celeste. Okay, this is nice, guaranteed activation tentacle. Right now it's a percent chance. You know about the percent chance. So now the Realm Master only increases the damage of the tentacle. It doesn't increase the number of times it hits, or whether it hits or not. So this makes her way more consistent. That's good. Soul Forge, Blood, Talent, Bell, and Horn. So after you play this, your tentacles hit 4 times. Oh, she's actually pretty good on tentacle comp right now. Doesn't really bump her up because all of the other buffs compiled together doesn't really move her on the tier list, because my tier list is based on average. Since everyone else got buffed, Celeste doesn't get moved at all. Now, if she wasn't buffed, she would move down a tier. Since she was buffed, she stays in the exact same tier she is. Pharaohs. Okay, they decided to move this into their thing, not in the Lemurian theme. This that I went over. This is still pretty bad. Like, you think this is good, this is still pretty bad, because you still wouldn't want Pharaohs on your team. There are better units with better cards and better synergy and better, kits than her. So even though this 100% damage implication, the conditionals of Lemurian Awakers, all that, doesn't change her on the tier list. She's still pretty bad. Goliath got done dirty. However, this might be good, because this is final damage. And you know how important final damage is. So maybe, I'm going to test it. Maybe if you have like 12 blades in your hand, this is 120% final damage. And caster buff, why he's so strong, is because all the Onyx plumes give you 10% final damage every 3 plumes light. And that scales up pretty hard. So this might be a strong buff for Goliath. It needs testing, though. I need to go in and test it. Unfortunately, I cannot test it immediately. I'll try to test it. I'll come back to the conclusion. But this is nice. It's doubled its strength in the game. Everyone remembers this is an insane Tulu buff. Miriam. Insane buff. She doesn't need it. She's the one in blue that is one of the strongest blue units, so it makes her insanely strong. And now her rouse inflicts 1 stack of weakness and vulnerable. Our light already spoiled this for us. He already talked about this buff before the patch notes came out. Basically, her triple rouse, every time you do it, it inflicts weakness and vulnerable to everyone. So she's a very, very good awaker. And they buffed every limited awaker. So every limited unit. I personally disagree with this, because this will just makes people spend more. Because every paid unit is going to get stronger, and all the standards are going to be the same. I don't personally like this change, but it'll make it easier on you guys who are still pushing through. They also nerfed the story mode by a lot. The difficulty is nerf for normal mode, because people who played Ultra got stuck in the story. That's kind of their fault, in my opinion. Like, every guy told it to play blue. But again, you're playing Ultra. Congrats. You can now clear the story slightly faster. Not as fast as a Blizzard blue player. But this is a nice change. So all these verbatim covenants changes. So blah blah blah. Yeah, it's just the 3 new things. Forbidden lore. So this is the whole secret hidden tech I would talk about every video. Basically, they're going to make it less secret. They're going to have it in the lineup to know that where you get your HP up, where you get your levels from, etc. This was all known. This is all known by most players, but new players. So new players can now know this just by reading and don't have to rely on people like me to tell them about these things. That's just the scaling. Level of the Wicker, 10 more higher. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. When you hit 70, your HP values, everything no longer increase. It just makes it more clear. So this is not a buff. This does not change anything in the game at all. I don't know why I'm touching my monitor right now, but I am. This does not change anything at all. So chapter 6, they're just buffing this. Yeah, they're just buffing your team for chapter 6 because a lot of players got stuck on chapter 6. So they're adding new relics to Arc 2. I'll go over the relics when they come out. So this is a nice thing. So no longer increase. Yeah, damage amp got buffed, but it no longer increase your poison counter cut because they buffed poison counter cap. So this is nice. Poison cap got increased by 3 times. So that is really good. So you're not gonna because right now the poison cap is like 29, 30k on my team. And the counter cap is increased by 2.5 times. This is really good. So instead of being capped, so in my video, remember my Nautila video where I got 82,000 counter? Now I can get 3 times as much as that, 240,000 counter. This will make counter, Blue Will insanely broken. This is a big Blue Will buff because she's one of the best units to build counter in the game because she can crit on her counter abilities and stuff. It does not change Wanda because Wanda cannot build that counter up in the first place. Now they nerfed the final boss of chapter arc 1. I mean, this is just a huge nerf. Nerf to phone mob. And nerf to this mob. So auto battle is gonna be trashed. Everyone knows auto battle and gachas and these type of games are always trash. Threat hints, nice. This is just the replay mode. I already record everything, so it doesn't affect me, but might affect you. These are new covenants. I already went over it. These are pretty niche. I wouldn't recommend building them if you're a new player because you want to build more general sets for a D-Tide. So, ooh, this is display of Fiamma and Calf. This is visual aid that I really wanted. Brightness of Tawil's XL. How many of you guys have been blinded by Tawil XL? I feel like who actually complained about this? Help. Every time I play Tawil, my eyes get blinded. Okay, reward. This is just a daily change, so daily grinding is a lot easier now. The ranking has been settled to weekly. So instead of a daily, it's a weekly, so you get it done real fast. So it's a lot less time you spend playing the game. That is really nice for the end game players and some of you players. Some people won't like it because they want to play the game, but they're very few. So these are all the new silver and rewards from achievements. Everyone's gonna get a lot of pulls. I think it's like 500 pulls if you're a free-to-play player. If you've done everything in the game, I think it's around there. So all the Arc 1 Awakers are added to the standard pools. Still it doesn't change my recommendation of pulling blue for standard pool because they all share the same pity percentage or whatever. So it's whatever. Now exchange for 25 Dream Sparks each week. So it's 7 times 3. Oh, it's 4 more. That's nice. So they're doubling it for whales. These are just whale stuff. If you're free to play or if you're a low spender, you don't care about that. It's just when you have a plus 12 unit and you off pity a plus 12, you get more Gnosis fragment parts and stuff. This is just Silver Prime. Don't care. Most of them, it's just cash shop stuff. Yeah, we're just getting a refund. They're just buffing some rewards. These are just the new whale tier rewards. You get to pick Awakers for free. That's nice. Lineup changes. This is what I want. Posse selection. Now you can select posses easier. I really want that. That's really good. Automatic, so more automatic. These are just quality of life stuff. Lots of quality of life in this patch. Really good patch. So we changed the music. So this is my most important thing: the skip button for pulling, because I don't get that dopamine from pulling. I just want to pull until I hit. When I do pull, and I rarely pull, so I don't really care about that. I believe in hard pity. These are just the PvP changes. These are just Murphy's PvP kit and everything. No one really cares about that. I play PvP. I care, but you guys don't care. So this is pretty good. So they're letting covenants be unlocked earlier from to level by 10 levels. So substats and everything, 10 levels earlier. I'll update my spreadsheet. Maybe I don't because I'm too lazy. But also dreams, a lot earlier unlock, 59. So you get all the important covenants at level 59 account level now. And you can level up your awakers earlier. So, blah, blah, blah. And these are all the translation steps. Yep, that concludes this video. Nothing, a lot of good changes. Nothing changes tier list wise, though. Nothing changes tier list wise. Okay, players out.